are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, this is Peter Towers from ESS BIZTOOLS. Welcome to this webinar on Cashflow Management, which is part of the Business Advisory Services module delivered to accountants throughout Australia by ESS BIZTOOLS. So what we're going to look at today is Debtors Management. Debtors are arguably the biggest single problem that most small medium enterprises have in Australia at present. 10 days ago, Dun & Bradstreet indicated that debtors days outstanding are now 55 days in Australia. That is substantially beyond the traditional 30 days credit terms that businesses provide to their credit account customers. Part of the reason for the debtors days outstanding being 55 days is undoubtedly that many small medium enterprises do not have an adequate debtors system operating within their business. So what we're going to explore today is some tools that have been developed by ESS BIZTOOLS to assist accountants and business advisors to advise their clients on strategies for the improvement of the debtors management within a business. We will also show you a Sme Debtors Manual that we've produced that we suggest that accountants and advisors make available to their clients as part of the process, and obviously charge a fee for it. We're also going to look at the other key areas of cash flow management, work in progress. Many professional firms, tradesmen, small manufacturing businesses all have work in progress requirements. Minimising the investment in work in progress, maximising the progress claims is a key way to try to reduce the investment in work in progress. Stock or inventory. Not all small businesses have stock, but those that do will attest to the fact that it can become very difficult. Some businesses over-invest in stock, which can then cause significant cash flow problems to those businesses. We will also look at creditors. Some people might say, why would you look at creditors in cash flow management? Well, for a couple of reasons. Number one, even though the owner or the CEO may have negotiated extended payment terms with a major supplier, say to 40 days, an over-efficient person working within the office might be in fact paying those creditors within 20 days. So just making sure that creditors are being paid in accordance with the negotiated payment terms is quite important. Also, another very important matter when it comes to cash flow management is what would happen if the negotiated terms for a particular creditor were 30 days, the client is currently paying 60 days, and there's a substantial amount of money involved, and the supplier creditor indicated that from now on they required payment within 30 days, otherwise they would cease supply. What would be the cash flow effect of that on your client's business? Are they able to find the sum of money that would be necessary to reduce the creditor's indebtedness from 60 days to 30 days? Also included in the templates is some notes on cash flow management that your accounting team might find of benefit in giving direct one-on-one advice to your clients. There's also some financial management hints, again to better equip the accounting team so that they have some answers to queries that might be raised by clients, or alternatively can use some of the items contained in both cash flow management and financial management as being suggestions for improvements within the system to be submitted to the client. We've also included a summary of key performance indicators which have their origin with cash flow issues, because these are some of the KPIs that we would be suggesting that you would want to see implemented within your client system for either daily, weekly, monthly or periodic reporting to gauge the effectiveness of the cash flow management system being utilised by your client. We also have a quotation form to assist the accountancy firm to prepare a quotation to undertake the cash flow management review. Now, this quotation form is similar to the quotation form that's been included in the other 12 Business Advisory Services module contained within ESS BIZTOOLS. And we also have a proposal form or an engagement letter that's been prepared. And a similar type of letter is contained within each of the other Business Advisory Services modules within ESS BIZTOOLS. So that's a summary of what we're going to visit today within this ESS BIZTOOLS review of cash flow management. So we'll just go into so I've clicked on now to the ESS BIZTOOLS website. Obviously I've already logged on, and we're going to go to products, and within products, that's what's contained within products. So it contains the key components of ESS BIZTOOLS, which are driven by these tools, the papers. We'll go into Business Advisory Services. And the first area we're going to have a look at is the Debtors Management. And we're going to go to View, so we get an RTF document. So this is what the guidance article looks like. Above here, above these double lines, you can place the logo and your firm name. But bear in mind that this is meant to be an internal document. We don't recommend that this document be handed to a client. Any of our papers that are numbered from 500 through to 599 as the prefix are designed for use by the accounting team, not to be handed to clients. And the first area we want to look at is when we go into the form. So you can see there's a set of contents there. There's forms. What we want to look at is the Debtors Review Questionnaire. This is a very comprehensive checklist to enable due diligence review to be conducted on the debtors system within the business. We think it's a good place to start in undertaking a review of the debtors system, especially if you're unfamiliar with the client. It is linked to other forms. So you can see this questionnaire is asking a lot of questions relating to the effectiveness of the debtors system. Now we'll just go back to where we were and start looking at some other forms. In the Debtors Management System Introduction Checklist, there is a summary of key items to be reviewed, and the form can obviously be used to record that action has been implemented. And each of these forms is linked, as we'll find out now. Now within this form here, which is the debtors system form and documents, it is giving a brief narration on each subject. We can link from it. So we've now gone to a credit application form, which if your client does not have a credit application form, you could possibly suggest that they utilize this form, or you could edit this form to give the client a unique form that will suit their particular requirements. The next form we want to go to is the Director's Guarantee form. There is a sample there. Obviously the client should have the Director's Guarantee form prepared by their own solicitor, but so that the client understands what might be contained within such a guarantee, we've included it here within the system. Incidentally, if you have any questions, can you please type them in, and in webinar terminology, raise your hand and send them through to us, and I will try to answer the questions towards the end of the webinar. There is a customer application due diligence checklist to enable the person who is undertaking the review of the credit application to make sure that all items have been answered and everything's been followed up. We believe that one of the prime reasons for debtors days outstanding being at 55 days is that many SMEs are not insisting on a new potential debtor completing a credit application. There's not sufficient review being taken to make sure that private company directors are submitting guarantees, and there's not enough internal due diligence being conducted to review the application and then to approve a prospective customer. So we have this form which will spells out the requirements for deciding whether you're going to approve a prospective customer. I've linked through to a welcome to new customer letter. Do your clients issue such a letter? We think it's a great idea to confirm the arrangements that have been entered into. What is the credit limit? What are the payment terms? Are there any special requirements your client's customer has to ensure that payments will be made promptly? And if so, they should all be confirmed in the welcome to new customer letter. We have a new customer control sheet whereby a physical record is kept on all aspects of the internal control system relative to creating of the debtor's account in the first instance. There's a form which we call customer purchase procedures to ensure that checks are made by the sales team before a new invoice is processed. Is the customer listed as being someone that no further sales should be made to until payment has been received? What is happening within this particular customer's records within the business? Debtors statements. One of the first questions many SMEs need to answer is it necessary to send debtors statements? Our recommendation is the vast majority of small businesses don't need to send debtors statements, but if that's going to be your policy, make sure your customer knows about it so that they won't be sitting back or sitting back waiting for the receipt of debtors statements as an excuse as to why they haven't made a payment. Perhaps your debtors statements, if they are mailed to customers, should be closely monitored to ensure that they are being sent out promptly to the client. The next one we also want to move to is a very important area of debtors monitoring. We have a suggested system to instigate a follow-up procedure. We're suggesting that your client should be making sending an email to the client 7 days prior to the invoice's due date, reminding the customer that the payment is due. And then if the customer doesn't pay on the due date, our system has a suggested process for further follow-up telephone calls and letters, and then, unfortunately, the instigation of legal action. And we have some suggested debt recovery letters included in the system. And what you have on the screen at present is a debt recovery letter, the first one to go to the customer. Obviously, the number of days after the due date that a letter is sent is at the customer's discretion to decide what they would like to be doing as far as following up and getting paid is concerned. There is a summary there which we call Debtors Management, which is looking at proactive management of debtors, which you might be able to incorporate some of that in your final recommendation to your customers. We have a procedure to assist the client to calculate debtors days outstanding. Do your clients know what debtors days outstanding means? We have an example, and we have a pro forma form to assist in the calculation of the debtors days outstanding. We also have a debtors reduction checklist to assist the business to identify those key clients that it needs to recover substantial monies from if they are going to get their debtors back to their required number of days outstanding. So, for example, if the business's debtors days outstanding is currently sitting at 52 days and the decision is made that we're going to try to reduce that debtors days outstanding to 40 days, who are the key debtors that need to be contacted to raise additional monies from, so that overall that 12 days reduction can be achieved. And then, very importantly, who's going to be allocated the task of collecting that money. And we then included a progressive collection summary so that the amount collected each week can be determined, so that management and the individual themselves can monitor how the collection process is going. Within the system, there are also some notes on debtors discounting and factoring, which you could either make available to your client or you could use extracts from to advise the client on debtors factoring or debtors financing. And there's also some notes on debtors insurance. Debtors insurance is available to some industries, and those industries are listed there, and perhaps it's an area that your client might like to consider taking out some insurance that the debtor will pay. Also, there is a brief note about the Export Finance Insurance Corporation. This is an organisation, obviously, that works with export sales, and they are quite happy to export businesses, to help export businesses to have some security on their debts by offering an insurance policy. And if you wanted to read more, you could link to paper that we have on Export Finance Insurance Corporation, which spells out their full process. Now, that's the overview of the debtors management system. We're now going to go, and if I'll just move around this site, we're going to go and have a look at the Debtors Manual. Now, the Sme Debtors Manual is supplied as part of the Debtors Manual. We just established it separately within our system to enable you to leave this product with a, just go back to the beginning, with a client. You can edit it if you wish to suit the particular requirements of that client's business. This document has been designed so that it can be prepared by the accounting firm to give to the client. Obviously, we suggest you charge for this. You can badge it, prepared by for XYZ, the date. And the benefit of this manual is that you have a written system manual that you can leave with your client. It could be updated every 12 months. It's obviously a written system that any new person who has been allocated the responsibility of looking after debtors has got a written system to guide them in how the business wants their debtors system to operate. So if we just click onto some of these forms, we have a debtors system checklist which will enable the business to ensure that the various firms have been instigated, various forms have been instigated. Just going to get the next one. An application to open an account. We had one of those previously, so it's again a form that's included in the system. We have the Director's Guarantee again as a sample for your client to look at. We have a suggested letter if they're going to decline credit application. We have internal advice forms. So we've incorporated within the manual some of the forms that obviously were discussed in the Debtors Management system. But these are now designed for internal use by your client's business, primarily though to ensure that they do have a written system to guide the person who has the responsibility for the management of debtors. So that's how that system works. It's 44 pages of guidance and examples. The next area we're going to go to is what is called Cashflow Management. And within here we're going to look at work in progress. So first of all, we go into Cashflow Management. We've got a system, and we're going to look at the work in progress systems review. So there is a summary to assist in undertaking a review of the work in progress system to ensure that all aspects of it are working satisfactorily. We have a work in progress review questionnaire, which enables questions to be asked on all aspects of work in progress. We then have a stock system and stock evaluation, notes on how all that might work within a stock system. We have an example of a stock matrix, whereby you can look at classifying your stock according to stars, cash cows, problem lines and dogs. And then we have a stock analysis, stock matrix chart. Then we have the stock review itself, which is the detailed questionnaire to enable you to go through and review the effectiveness of the system to control stock. Raises questions about stock turn, number of days invested in stock, so as to ensure that there is proper management of this very important area. The next form we want to look at is Creditors. This enables a review to be undertaken of the creditors within the business to make sure that creditors are being paid within their negotiated payment terms, not substantially earlier, and hopefully not substantially later. We then have some forms on cash flow management to assist in analysing the business. Is cash flow healthy? What you need for effective cash flow management, managing cash flow, items to monitor on an ongoing basis. We also have financial management. And the key performance indicators that have some association with cash flow management are also listed there, together with details of how you calculate those, so that you could refresh your memory first, then sit down and talk to the client about these very important areas. The next area we want to go to is the work program. This allows you to prepare a time budget, first of all, on what you think the time will be for the various tasks. These tasks are linked back to the description of the particular item, so you can go back to there if you wish. You determine the total number of hours and multiply it by your internal charge-out rates for those particular team members, and this will give you an overall fee estimate, which can then be dissected into a payment schedule in accordance with milestone payments. We have an evaluation form, and we also have a template for the proposal for undertaking cash flow management. This form, because we called it cash flow management, is only looking at stock, debtors, work in progress. Sorry, stock and work in progress. Debtors is covered in a separate area, but if you're preparing a report on all of these items, you would merge the two documents together to get the overall report. So you're able to tell the client the timetable, your quotation, the key persons who are going to be involved, the payment terms for this particular project. You cover yourself on any additional work so that if you're asked to undertake it, you have made it very clear that you'll be submitting a separate proposal for that and a separate invoice. And you have a procedure whereby the client signs off for the work to be done, so that hopefully there's no disputes at the end as to who said what and how much was it quoted as what it was going to cost. So that's the overview of the ESS BIZTOOLS Business Advisory Services Cash Flow Management material that's contained within the system. So what we've covered today has been Debtors Management, how the debtor system operates, a review of the Sme Debtors Manual, and then the consideration of those other very important items, work in progress, stock, creditors. We've looked at the overall cash flow management and KPIs for cash flow management. And we've talked about a quotation form to assist you to prepare a quotation, together with the engagement letter or proposal to undertake this work. So that's the overview. If you have any questions, I'll now try and answer those. If you think of any questions later on, can you send us an email, please? peter@essbiztools.com.au, or telephone us on 074724 1118. Thank you very much for participating in this webinar today on cash flow management. I look forward to you participating in any of the other product webinars presented by ESS BIZTOOLS, and you can view these on our website www.essbiztools.com.au. Obviously, we would welcome you all as subscribers to ESS BIZTOOLS, and you can get further details on subscriptions from our website. Thank you very much for participating. I hope the rest of your day goes very well. Thank you. Goodbye.